For the third time, P2B has won the ANAP Noil voting intention poll few days to the presidential election. This poll is very, very important because ANAP has a good credibility in conducting polls. Since 2011, they started conducting polls, even governorship, presidential. They have always predicted correctly the winner of every election. This should be taken seriously. P2B won in September, the one they conducted in September 2022. He polled 21%, Tinubu polled 13%, the same with Atiku. And the one they conducted in December 2022, P2B increased his lead by 2%, polling 23%, Tinubu maintained 13%, and Atiku dropped to 10%. Now to the final poll, P2B maintains the lead with 21%, Tinubu at 13%, and Atiku at 10%, while Kwankwaso is at 3%. In summary, this ANAP NOI poll shows that P2B will come out tops in the Southeast geopolitical zone, also in the South-South. P2B will also come out tops in the North-Central geopolitical zone. He will also come second in the Southwest geopolitical zone after Bola Tinubu. In the Northeastern region, Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar will share votes almost equally, or maybe Atiku will come out tops. And in the Northwest geopolitical zone, which will be a battleground of sorts, Atiku, Bola Tinubu, and Kwankwaso, even to some extent, P2B will share the votes. So it looks very likely that P2B will come out tops in this presidential election. Other things to note in this poll is the refused persons, the people who refuse to say who they will vote for. Not that they won't be voting or that they are undecided. They are decided, but they refuse to answer. You can see that they went up by about 7% from the last poll conducted in December. What might be causing people to refuse to answer? There are many things that can make people not to answer who they will vote for. It might be fear of consequences if they declare who they are voting for, especially if the people are affiliated to the government. You can even say that these people won't be voting for the government candidate or for the party in power, because some of these polls, they are conducted, like, for example, the Bantu page, they used cameras, they filmed the people answering the questions, interviewing them. So people that are affiliated with government, people that even work with government won't be, comfortable saying that on camera. So the refused persons can be said to be people that are not, majority of them might not be people who will be voting for the people in power or people already in power. Other things that can make people to refuse to answer might be threats that are going on. There are many videos that have gone viral of where people are threatening people to vote for a particular candidate or a particular party, So more on that later. So all these might lead to people not wanting to declare who they will vote for openly. They have the candidate they want to vote for in mind. They will do that and answer that question on election day. Will these kind of people tilt the election? No, not at all. They won't tilt the election. It has happened in the past. They will not change the outcome of the election. Now, coming to the undecideds, and if you are still an undecided voter in this election, few days to the election, hang on, continue watching, because there's something that will make you decide someone to vote for. On this latest poll, the undecideds have dropped drastically. You can see the trend from September, December, and now in February. Some of these undecideds might just be people who don't want to be bothered. There's so much suffering around. People queue for fuel, queue for money, queue for many things. There's so much frustration. And this election seems to be the election in Nigeria that has the most polls conducted. There are many polls that have been conducted, Bantu page, Steers, Next Year, Bloomberg, many of them that have been conducted in this election. So there's fatigue, sort of. And this election also is the only one that has this long campaign period. For many months, there has been campaign. So people are just tired. They want to get it over with. But the good news is that the undecideds have been dropping. You can see from September to December to February now at about 23%. Undecideds have now been choosing their candidates. They are now deciding, taking decisions on who to vote for, which is a very good thing. And just like already said, hang on, there is good news that will make you decide the candidate you will vote for. All these polls that have been conducted, Peter Obi have won all of them. He has cleared them. It cannot be fake, because how can all of them be arriving at the same conclusion? Even the Kwakol poll predicted that Peter Obi will win Oyo, Ekiti, Ogun, and Lagos State, which is unbelievable. But these polls have all been consistent. Some of them have put him ahead by 3 times. Like one gave Peter Obi 66% in the entire country, and they polled more than 2,000 people. Even in America, most polls are conducted maybe just 1,000 people, just the weighting. They have to make sure he represents the entire country. It is not surprising though. All this shows that Peter Obi have put in a lot of hard work. He has shown vigor in this campaign. He didn't start the campaign early like other candidates, but he has been the most interviewed in this election. Even in the history of Nigeria, no candidate has been interviewed the way Peter Obi has been interviewed. During the campaign, Peter Obi took a break when the flooding happened. He visited all the flooded areas and commiserated with them and, made some donations equally. Most other candidates didn't visit. Atiku visited Bayelsa. Tinubu sent his wife, was it Benue or where? After the break, Peter Obi concluded his campaign in 36 states of the country and FCT Abuja. He concluded his campaign ahead of the 2 other major parties. Having concluded his campaign, Peter Obi is now taking the campaign to the markets. He has visited many markets in Nigeria. He visited Alaba International Market, Ladepo, Computer Village, Ikeja. He visited Nnewi, many places. He has taken the campaign to the voters, to their doorsteps. These people don't go to rallies. Even if you hold the rallies on Sundays or Saturdays when they are not working, they don't go to rallies, they don't attend. So he has taken that campaign to them to continue soliciting for votes. He is not relying on structure. Like he always says, it is the poor Nigerians, it is the suffering Nigerians that will make up his structure. When politicians talk about structure, know that they are talking about money, they are talking about threats, they are talking about the old order. There is one thing that Peter Obi did in his life. Maybe not everyone knows about it. All his other achievements have been overflogged. You can find videos if you put in effort to see for yourself. Even this particular one where he was honored in 2014, the video is online. He wasn't contesting for president then. Even Sanwo-Olu, the current governor of Lagos, was in the hall when Peter Obi's achievements were being reeled out. So watch that video to get more. Going back to that thing that he did, that no person has ever done in Nigeria, you will see that Peter Obi is actually the right man, and it's not surprising why he's topping all the polls. When Peter Obi was facing impeachment when he was governor, the state assembly members actually called him. They invited him to the assembly with other VIPs in Anambra State. They told him openly that if he is able to give them this money, they mentioned the amount of money and their demands, that if he's able to oblige them, that they would drop the impeachment. But Peter Obi, being the person he is, he stood up, looked them in the eyes, and told them to their faces that he's not giving anybody anything. That if they want, they can go ahead with whatever they want to do.
Go and ask the 30 members of House that impeached me. We sat down and they said, if you give us this, we will stop the impeachment in front of everybody. And I can call notable names and there. And I said, I'm not going to give it to you. I'd rather go. My name is Peter Obi. My name is not Governor of Anambra State. I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria that works for the youths.
This singular action of Peter Obi puts him ahead of any person. No Nigerian politician, no governor can do this in Nigeria. No, none. None of them can do it. Because they don't even need to spend their money. They just dip their hand in the security vote and share the money to the lawmakers. So Peter Obi refused when he knew that his mandate, his governorship, his position is at risk. He refused to share money, Anambra people's money. He refused to do it. Right in the face of threat of losing his job, he refused. So are you trying to say that this kind of person does not deserve the position of the presidency? And when they went ahead and impeached him, he still went to court and got back his mandate and came back. The second thing also was when they conducted election when his tenure hasn't finished. No politician will do that. They will say, participate first, then go to court. How can you go to court when you are participating in the same election? He didn't participate. He didn't campaign. They went ahead and wasted the money, wasted taxpayers' money, as if INEC is a contestant. INEC shouldn't be, the way they approach issues. They go to court, as if they are part of the contestants. Eventually, the Supreme Court annulled the election and he continued his tenure. So what we are saying is that no one has the kind of mindset, has the kind of character like Peter Obi in the current Nigeria. No one has it. So make further research so that you can understand. Stop sitting on the fence. Whatever is making you sit on the fence, remove it because Nigeria needs you. Another thing is that Peter Obi received about 500 billion naira during the 8 years he was governor from federal allocation. Out of these 500 billion naira, he was still able to keep 75 billion naira in savings for the state. No governor has ever done it in Nigeria. No one has ever left that huge amount while leaving office. None. Let's not bother you with all the good things he did, all the roads. He constructed more than 800 kilometers, all the hospitals, all the schools, how he took education from number 26 to first, how he won Governor of the Decade, how he won all the awards. So it's better you all know this. You can still make your research. There are a few days left before the election so that you can make an informed decision on election day. If you do not participate, if you do not change the system, you are a partaker. What it means, you are an accomplice. You lose your right to protest or challenge the government tomorrow if you don't participate in changing them today. Thank you for watching.